Have you ever felt like the more you chase happiness, the more it slips away? You're not alone. For centuries, philosophers, psychologists, and seekers of wisdom have wrestled with a strange truth. The harder you try to be happy, the more miserable you become. It's a paradox that feels like chasing your own shadow. The closer you get, the faster it darts away. But here's the twist. Happiness isn't something you catch, it's something you cultivate. Today we're diving into the paradox of happiness, why chasing it makes you miserable, and how ancient wisdom from Buddhism, Stoicism, and modern psychology can help you break free from the trap. Along the way, you'll hear timeless quotes, surprising facts, and practical tips to transform your relationship with happiness. So let's begin this journey inward, where the real treasure lies. Imagine happiness as a butterfly. Chase it and it flits away. Sit still and it might land on your shoulder. This is the paradox of happiness. The more you pursue it directly, the more elusive it becomes. It's like trying to fall asleep by forcing your eyes shut. The effort itself keeps you awake. Buddhism, one of the world's oldest philosophies, nails this concept. The Buddha famously said, "There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path." In other words, happiness isn't a goal to reach. It's a way of traveling through life. Buddhism teaches that suffering is inevitable, but we make it worse by clinging to desires and expectations. Picture a child throwing a tantrum because they didn't get the toy they wanted. That's us, every time we demand that life meet our terms. But when we let go of attachment, when we stop insisting that happiness look a certain way, something magical happens. Peace emerges. It's not about giving up on joy, it's about finding it in the present, not in some distant future. Now let's turn to the Stoics, those ancient masters of calm in the storm. Ever heard of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who journaled his way to wisdom? He wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." The Stoics believed that happiness doesn't come from external things like wealth, status, or even health. It comes from virtue and self-control. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, late for an important meeting. Your instinct might be to fume and honk, but the Stoics would say, you can't control the traffic, but you can control your reaction. By focusing on what's within your power, your mindset, you reclaim your peace. It's a radical shift. Happiness isn't about getting what you want, it's about wanting what you get. This doesn't mean settling for less, it means finding contentment in the midst of life's ups and downs. The Stoics weren't joyless, they were resilient, grounded in the knowledge that true happiness is an inside job. Fast forward to today, and modern psychology backs this up with hard data. Ever heard of the hedonic treadmill? It's the idea that we quickly adapt to new sources of pleasure, whether it's a raise, a new car, or a relationship, and return to our baseline level of happiness. In one famous study, lottery winners were found to be no happier than accident victims a year after their life-changing events. Shocking, right? It's because we're wired to chase the next big thing, always resetting our expectations. But here's the kicker. Research shows that people who prioritize intrinsic goals, like personal growth, relationships, and community, are happier than those who chase extrinsic rewards, like money or fame. It's not that money doesn't matter, it's that it matters less than we think. As psychologist Daniel Kahneman, who won a Nobel Prize for his work on happiness, puts it, the easiest way to increase happiness is to control your use of time. Can you find more time to do the things you enjoy doing? Notice he didn't say buy more stuff. He said do more of what you love. But let's get real. In a world of Instagram highlight reels and number-blessed hashtags, it's easy to feel like everyone else has happiness figured out. That's where the comparison trap comes in. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Comparison is the thief of joy," and boy, was he right. When we measure our happiness against others, we're setting ourselves up for misery. Social media amplifies this, turning life into a scoreboard where we're always behind. But here's a fact: studies show that people who spend more time on social media report lower levels of happiness. It's not just correlation, it's causation. The more we compare, the more we despair. So what's the antidote? Gratitude. It sounds cliché, but science backs it up. Practicing gratitude rewires your brain, shifting your focus from what you lack to what you have. In one study, people who wrote down 3 things they were grateful for each day reported higher levels of happiness after just 2 weeks. It's a small habit with big returns. Now let's connect this to something deeper: the hero's journey. You know the story. A hero leaves their comfort zone, faces trials, and returns transformed. Sound familiar? That's your life every time you chase happiness and hit a wall. The trials aren't punishments, they're invitations to grow. Buddhism, Stoicism, and psychology all agree. Happiness isn't found by avoiding pain, it's found by embracing it. Think of it like weightlifting. The resistance makes you stronger. When you stop running from discomfort and start leaning into it, you discover a new kind of joy, the joy of growth. It's not the fleeting high of a new purchase, it's the steady glow of becoming your best self. As Carl Jung, the famous psychologist, said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." That's the real hero's journey, and it starts with accepting that happiness isn't a finish line. It's a way of walking the path. So how do you break free from the paradox? Here's where it gets practical. First, stop chasing happiness like it's a prize to win. Instead, focus on meaning. What lights you up? What makes you lose track of time? Dive into that. Second, practice mindfulness. Buddhism teaches that the present moment is all we have, so why not savor it? Try this. Next time you're eating, slow down and really taste your food. Notice the colors, the textures, the flavors. It's a tiny shift, but it trains your brain to find joy in the now. Third, embrace Stoic wisdom. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. Next time you're stuck in traffic, instead of raging, take a deep breath and think, "This is out of my hands, it's liberating." Fourth, cultivate gratitude. Start a daily habit. Write down one thing you're thankful for. It could be as small as a warm cup of coffee or as big as a supportive friend. Over time, this rewires your brain to spot the good. Fifth, disconnect to reconnect. Set boundaries with social media, maybe a digital detox once a week. Use that time to do something offline. Read, walk, create. Your happiness will thank you. Let's bring this full circle. The paradox of happiness teaches us that joy isn't a destination. It's a byproduct of living well. Buddhism shows us that letting go of attachment frees us from suffering. Stoicism reminds us that happiness comes from within, not from external winds. Modern psychology confirms that meaning, not pleasure, is the key to lasting joy. And the hero's journey, it's your story. Every struggle, every setback, every moment of doubt is part of your path to becoming who you're meant to be. So, next time you feel the urge to chase happiness, pause, take a breath, look around. You might just find that what you're seeking has been here all along, quietly waiting in the spaces between. If this journey into the paradox of happiness resonated with you, then you're in the right place. Here at Reflection of Essence, we explore the ideas that shape our minds and lives, from ancient wisdom to modern insights. Each video is an invitation to pause, reflect, and grow. If you're ready for more, hit that subscribe button and join our community of curious minds. Don't forget to like and share this video with someone who might need a reminder that happiness isn't a chase, it's a choice. And remember, the strength you're seeking is already within you. Sometimes it just takes a little stillness to find it. See you in the next video.